Objective 5. I will be able to apply behavior management principles and positive behavior supports for the purpose of motivating students to be strategic, self-directed learners. Of all my learning and review during modules 4, 5, and 6, I felt the most important lesson that at hand was the importance of social and emotional learning. What is social and emotional learning, and why is it important? SEL is when children acquire and effectively apply the knowledge and attitudes and skill to understand and manage emotions, set and achieve positive goals, and feel and show empathy for others, and establish and maintain positive relationships and make responsible decisions. It is important because with social and emotional skills, they are the essential skills for success in school, work, and life. You need to look at them as the building blocks necessary for an accomplished life. SEL improves mental health and behavior when embedded in the core curriculum for multiple years. It reduces stress and emotional distress, it reduces aggression and emotional distress among students. It increases academic performance by 11 percentile points. It can increase helping behaviors within the school, and it improves positive attitudes towards self and others. We have a generation full of people that are disconnected, that feel disconnected and angry. Social and emotional learning teaches awareness of self and others, and the most important thing that social and emotional learning teaches is that it teaches students the ability to connect with others, helping lift that disconnect feeling that the generation has. There is strength in caring. It teaches them to have conversations with people, even though they may disagree. It teaches them how to have those conversations. There are 5 keys to social and emotional learning success. 1, self-awareness, which is the ability to identify emotions and do personal reflection. This is really hard for the little kiddos. 2, self-management, which is the ability to self-motivate, control, and regulate. 3, social awareness, embracing diversity and empathy. 4, relationship skills, work together with someone to be able to resolve conflict. This is a skill necessary for life. Forever and a day, you will need this number 4. And 5, responsible decision making, considering the well-being for self and others, and it gives you the ability for the one-on-one problem solving.
Mom, just watching you in.
As a teacher, what is the importance of social and emotional learning interventions? You are teaching them to be productive citizens. You are teaching life skills such as problem solving. Importantly, you are teaching them how to be resilient. For these children, something is missing. They cannot manage their emotions, connect with other people, show empathy. So as a teacher, we must reach the whole child, not just the academic side. The skills for social and emotional learning are needed for an effective life. The importance of social and emotional learning in a school setting. It has to be a part of the whole school culture, but left up to each teacher to be unique. Learning needs to be a social process. School needs to provide social nourishment for the students. I love in the video the TED Talk video that Trish Schaefer did. She said her memories were tied to people, not converting fractions. The social connections need to be made. And if you stop and think, are your school memories academic related or social based? Mine would be social based. Taking a look at one way to add social and emotional learning to your day would be doing morning meeting, which is creating a safe space for learning. In order to get a kid to learn, they have to feel safe and respected, or they won't accomplish much academically. Morning meeting is used to create a safe space for the students. What is a morning meeting? It is an engaging way to start each day, building a strong sense of community and set students up for set them up for success socially and academically. Morning meeting can look a variety of ways and change day to day. You can have mingling, greetings and questions, teamwork and leadership activities, and group challenges. The teamwork and leadership activities and group challenges are going to be more effective in the upper elementary age. But when you work together, being kind to one another, or these allow you to work together to be kind to one another. And then your morning meeting is ideally structured around 4 components. The greeting, which you greet by name and practice being hospitable. Sharing, you share information that's important to you. And the cool thing about sharing is that it goes 2 ways. You've got the sharing end and you've got the listening end, which you can comment and ask questions on. And then you got group activity, which is short, lively activity that fosters group cohesion. And then morning message, which is you read and interact a short message written by the teacher or interact with. It's crafted to help students focus on what they'll do in school that day. Morning meeting allows you to make the behavioral stuff for the entire classroom versus the individual student that needs help with that will eliminate that student feeling isolated. Morning meeting allows you to remind the students that you respected them and listened to them, and now it's their time to respect and listen to you throughout the rest of the day. You respected what they have to say, now it's time for them to respect what you have to say. And then in morning meeting, your role is to focus on supporting the students and remind them that the classroom is a safe zone. And if something goes wrong during this morning meeting, that it's okay, life goes on, life will go on. Social and emotional learning is a powerful way to include positive behavior supports for the purpose of motivating students to be strategic and self-directed learners. Now let's take a look at applying behavior management principles with classroom management for the students as well. Classroom management for the teachers. Number 1 rule when quieting your classroom is do not raise your voice. No shouting. You can use various other quieting methods such as counting 1 to 10 or clapping, but yelling only instigate chaos. Redirecting, where you change the focus of something else. Example in the video was the crying and then the crying over missing mom, and the teacher redirected it to the tissue. Redirecting and distracting is a wonderful method used for a variety of different behaviors. It allows the concentration focused here to be broken and maybe moved here, and then you can go on throughout your day. Something as simple as just getting a new tissue, or something as simple as, oh, bummer, you wanted this, so-and-so had it, but hey, let's look at this and let's see all the fun stuff we can do with this over here. And then you redirect away from the anger, the frustration that's building over with this situation, and it's guided over to here, and then you can go on about your day and have a good day. The handshake question and answering, I thought that was a really cool tip for, some like the older, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, grade type of students, where they must give you a firm handshake, make eye contact, and answer a question to get in the room. If you don't give the firm handshake or the eye contact or answer the question correctly, then you got to go back to the line. I think the greeting part of that, the handshake and the eye contact, is super important. I think it's something that's not worked on, but it's something that's necessary just to show people that you care when you do go to meet them. The first thing that you do is you shake somebody's hand and you look them in the eye, and if you can work on fostering that at an early age, then you can work on mastering and generalizing that throughout other classrooms or other places and throughout life. And then answering the questions, I think, is a great tool to work on remembering information that was learned previously. A good way to kind of foster the need to not just know stuff for the moment, but kind of work on remembering information that they've learned in school also. Using sign language in the classroom, you can use basic sign language to ask and answer simple questions such as drink, bathroom, yes, no. It allows you to answer individual questions while working on the class lesson, and allows you to be less disruptive. Daily meditation. In order for students to learn, they must feel happy and safe. Stress is a major problem in our education system. The students are out of control because of the environment they live in, therefore they have high stress levels. Daily meditation improves behavior. It can give the students a coping mechanism that's different than before, which would be the bad behavior. The problems keep occurring for these students in the world. Obviously you can't change what's going on here, But the meditation gives them the ability to cope and deal with the behavior in a more manageable way. It allows them to to approach the situation with a calm sense of being versus being, down and out because of the stress and then trying to manage. It looks a little bit like quiet time, so you just, you close your eyes, you put your heads up, the bell rings to signal that it's starting. There was about a 12-minute period between the first bell and the second bell signaling that it ends, and then they're just quiet during that time. And that just helps them get a clear focus start to the day, a clear focus, look on life, that type of thing. A very handy tool. Another classroom management technique is dialogue circles, which are conversations in which participants make a conscious attempt to suspend their assumptions, refrain from debate, and instead focus on the individual and group learning. They can help increase generosity, trust, social connection, cooperation, so that students can work together for a common purpose. They are used for classroom management, such as this, resolving conflicts and involving students in activities. It's an opportunity to share and be heard. In the example, in the video, the example was before the dialogue circles took place in the teacher's classroom, she had 20 to 30 students every single morning who wanted to share at one time. And she could not get a start to her academic day. So then they implemented the dialogue circles, and that gave each student the choice to be heard, allowing the academic day to go on smoothly. It reduces student misbehavior and promotes safer school environments. And you can do personal adjustments to this, like a talking piece that allows the rest of the class to know that if you have the talking piece, it's your turn to talk, whereas if you don't have the talking piece, you need to be quiet and use your listening ears. Or you can have the students pick different topics, put them in cups, and select from the cup for the topic. Another thing to have is a classroom management plan, which is the statement of purpose, which is focused and clearly understood. It states why the management plan is necessary. 2, rules. Convey to the students what's expected, behavior in simple and specific terms, and they are stated in a positive manner. Number 3, procedures. What behavior is expected when completing specific tasks, such as transitioning from room to room or from transitioning from task to task within the classroom. Number 4 is your consequences. They need to be made directly related to the rules and procedures, and you can have positive and negative consequences listed. 5, here's your action plan. It will help you implement your management plan. Look at it as a toolkit. Putting the time at the beginning of the year to create, implement, and execute your management plan will save you headache the rest of the year. So take that time and it will pay off. In education, it is our job to touch the future. The students who come through our classroom door make up the future. It is our job to know how to enrich their lives in a manner that allows them to have social and emotional skills to cope, manage, and succeed. We have to help them, shape them, and guide them so that they can peacefully, smartly, and effectively thrive in life and reach their full potential. If done correctly, they will be able to take all the behavior management supports and self-directed learning and foster it by us and plug these into skills that they will use for the rest of their lives.